Hi everyone, I just want to jump on here and create an orientation video for Module 7. So if you're done with Modules 5 and 6, you're done with the workshop. In this module, we continue working with Ethan, and Ethan asks you to review the other workshops. So there is a discussion board activity here. You'll notice that there's an original post due on Friday, and the person who hasn't served as team leader is responsible for making the original post. Now, if there are two of you that haven't served as team leader, just work it out between the two of you of who's going to do it, because we just need one person to make the original post. You'll need to do the original post by Friday, and then everyone will reply to the other group's original post by Monday. With this, you can do it in text, or you can do it as a webcam video, or you can do it as a screencast. But you'll see that it's right here, this discussion board thread. Then the heart of this is you're going to be writing a briefing paper, and essentially there's some introduction of what a briefing paper is, but a briefing paper is for people that don't have a lot of time to read the full report. So you're going to be writing a briefing paper, and the topic that you're going to be focusing on is on-site mentors or facilitators. Those terms are used interchangeably, and what that means is typically when students are enrolling in an online course, they're only taking one or two courses, and the rest of their courses are at a brick-and-mortar school, a traditional school. And they find that they don't do very well because they need some face-to-face support. So one way to provide face-to-face support is to provide them with an on-site mentor or facilitator at the brick-and-mortar school. Now, they're not the teachers, but they do know about the course procedures, and they know about learning online and some of the challenges and how to be successful online. And so then they work with the online student face-to-face to make sure that they are being successful in their online courses. So there's a couple things for you to do. One is we wrote a book chapter that was published in the Handbook of K-12 Online and Blended Learning, where we summarize all the literature. That's probably the most comprehensive resource on what we know based on the literature. There's also an online module. So there were some other reading that we used in the previous semester, and I replaced it with this kind of interactive module. There is a video orientation here to kind of show you how to do that. When you're done, you'll receive a certificate, and you'll need to do a screenshot of the image. I did put an optional reading on here, and this is kind of a guide that Michigan Virtual Learning Research Institute to basically help mentors understand their roles and responsibilities and what it is that they do. So I actually recommend reading this, but I did make it optional because a lot of that information is built into these other two resources, but it can also be nice to read it here as well. And I highlighted some pages that are especially helpful. So then when you're creating your actual briefing paper, you want to have an introduction. So here I put present the topic or issue or problem. So if you don't tell the reader why it's important, like if it doesn't solve a problem, a common problem that they're facing, they're probably not going to keep reading. In the body, this is really the meat of the paper, so you're going to summarize what is known, but also this is important. Sometimes students forget to make helpful recommendations, so specific recommendations of what they should be doing. So you can intermix those with the information and recommendations, or you could have one section of the body that summarizes what's known and another section that makes helpful recommendations. And then in the conclusion, you just need to remind the reader of the main points and why they're important. So I'm actually going to make one more note in this part here. As far as citations go, you do want to make specific references to the research. So in here we cite lots and lots of articles. You don't have to go back and read those articles. You can cite them, their names and their years. So pay attention to how it's cited in here. You don't need to really follow APA formatting, but you want to at least say, look, this isn't just me talking. So you might say Smith and Anderson in 2012 stated this, or they explained this, or they surveyed teachers and they found this. Something like that, where basically the reader knows that it's not just you that's talking. So you only have 1 to 1.5 pages. That is not very long, and it's really a challenge to keep it short and concise and still helpful. I think that's writing a 1 to 1.5 page summary is harder than writing a 3-page summary. For that very reason, is you need to really think about the words that you're using and what you're including, what you're not including, and still make it very informative and useful. So it's a challenge. And what I typically do is I write it long. So I'll probably write out 2 pages or even 3 pages, and then I'll cut out. Then I'll read it again, and I'll cut out what I don't need. Okay, so there's some different strategies, but it's kind of a different mindset, because typically when you're asked to write something, it's like, oh man, I don't know if I can write that much. But in here, I think you'll find the opposite. Is you'll have more to say than 1 to 1.5 pages, but you'll really have to boil it down and only include the most important information. So when you submit your work, what you're going to do is create a portfolio page. So this isn't a blog post. This isn't in a communication journal or anything like that. This is on your Google Site portfolio. You'll create a page and start with a paragraph describing the purpose of the briefing paper. And then you'll also embed your Google document. So this video tutorial shows you how to do that. It's not linking to it, you'll actually embed it. And you'll need to make sure that the Google document allows for anyone with a link to view it. This is a common mistake that students make, is they do it and they embed it, and then when people go there, they can't see anything. So you have to, the default setting in Google Documents is fully private, which is nice. I think that's good. But then you have to go in there and make sure to change the privacy settings. And then at the bottom of the page, you'll include the screenshot image of the Mentoring Basics certificate that you'll earn by going through this online module right there. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm definitely here to clarify or to assist you with anything that you need. So thank you.